What's going on, everybody? This is Brian from SneakerFiles.com, recapping the news. And before I jump into things, like always, greatly appreciate a thumbs up. And if you're new here, subscribe by hitting the button below. Like always, we have a ton of stuff to go over in this video, and some of the highlights includes details on the upcoming Air Jordan 6 White Fre Red, as well as the Air Jordan 4 Seafoam. Now, we also have a lot more from Jordan Brand, including going over Nigel Sylvester's upcoming Air Jordan 4 RM collaboration, and much more. In addition to Jordan Brand, we also have a strong lineup from Nike. And now, without wasting too much more of your time, let's jump into the news. Not long ago, PJ Tucker was spotted wearing a Nike Air Flight 89 Low, which was a PE, but the shoes will release and they are limited to 472 pairs. Dubbed Sky Blue, the shoes being limited to 472 pairs is a nod to the number of seats on a Boeing 77-300 aircraft. It's a popular airplane model used by Air France for select international flights. While they're known as Sky Blue, the actual colorway is Celestine Blue, White, Phantom, Cell, and Chili Red. And the pair features blue tumble leather on the upper with white on the branding and the midsole. The heels feature Flight and PJ17 embroidered, and each pair is individually numbered inside of the tongues, which represents an assigned seat number on an airplane. Lastly, the insoles and the box feature a sky graphic. So if you want to grab these, they drop on May 5th. The raffle is now open at the Better Generation. So if you want to land this pair, enter the raffle, and the retail price will be $160. Originally scheduled to debut on May 3rd, which would be today, Victor Wembanyama's Nike GT Hustle 2 Alien PE will now debut on May 15th. They are listed on the Sneakers app, and the retail price will be $170. Now take note, these aren't going to be a super GR, and while in the sneaker community, this model isn't a super sought after pair, however, I think it's still dope. But anything tied to Wemby is going to sell because a lot of people have high hopes as far as his future goes. I know it's like that with sports cards, but I expect this pair to sell out. But if you're going to go after them, good luck. I know most people are waiting for the Nike Air Foamposite 1 Royal and the Nike Air Foamposite Galaxy to return. We have the Royal dropping this summer and the Galaxy in February 2025. But we also have another Nike Air Foamposite 1 releasing. This is a premium version and it's known as Armory Navy. Now the image used is actually a sample, so there might be some slight differences for the retail pair, but the specific colorway is Armory Navy, Metallic Dark Gray, Burgundy Crush, Black, and Asheen Slate. So the pair features Asheen Slate across the Foamposite upper, and then we have black on the eye stays around the heel and the midfoot carbon fiber shank plate. Now it looks like the mini swoosh has Armory Navy, and then finishing the look we have Burgundy Crush on the semi-translucent rubber outsole. So we only have the one photo for now. Hopefully we'll get some more soon. And as for a specific release date, we don't have one, but they are expected to debut fall 2024, and the retail price will be $250. Now this information I leaked a couple days ago. It's the return of the Nike Air Tech Challenge 2 Racer Pink. Now some of you might hear return and wonder what I'm talking about. Well, this is actually an original colorway. It's just that it's been overlooked. Now they originally dropped in 1990 and they were a women's exclusive. Now that they're going to return, they're going to be released in men's sizing. So when they dropped in 1990, the colorway was white, fluorescent pink, and Zane gray. As for the 2025 release, the colorway will be white, racer pink, light smoke gray, and coconut milk. Now I was able to see the 2025 pair and it's on point to the 1990. The only difference would be the shade of pink used, it's named differently, and they are going with an aged look, so on part of the midsole it'll feature coconut milk. But other than that, the image you're looking at, this is what you can expect to release. And unfortunately, we don't have a specific release date, but spring 2025 is when they're expected to drop, and the retail price will be $150. We still have the Hot Lava pair returning this year. I know a lot of people are looking forward to that shoe. I own the OG, the 1990 version, so maybe I can do like a little comparison video or a short of the original versus the retro. Nike and Converse have officially unveiled Alexis Sablone's upcoming collaboration, which will be on the Nike SB Dunk Low and the Converse AS-1 Pro. Now, both pairs are expected to feature wear-away detailing, but more importantly, we do have release details for the two. Also, this release is to celebrate the upcoming Olympic Games, and it also includes Federation kits for the United States and Japan. Now, as for the Federation kits and apparel, that will be available at select skate shops on July 18th. Now, on August 22nd, the Converse Cons AS1 Pro and the Nike SB Dunk Low will be sold as a twin pack, meaning you have to buy both of them. But if you only want one or the other, they both will be sold individually via the Sneakers app, Converse.com, and select skate shops on August 29th. Now, the Converse isn't really my style. Her SB Dunk Low, it's decent to me. I do like it. I would like to see how it looks with the upper or whatever parts of the shoe is worn away. But it's probably another SB that will be pretty hard to obtain. Now, as for a retail price, the SB Dunk Low will cost $135, and currently, I don't have a retail price for the Converse AS1 Pro. Last up from Nike, I have details on the upcoming Nike Kobe 6 Protro Sail. Now, just a heads up, the image used is a mock-up. However, the color blocking strongly resembles that of the pair that Vanessa Bryant wore recently and worn by Paul George during All-Star Weekend 2024. So, although I can't confirm the color blocking 100% if it's going to look like this, more than likely it will, and the official colorway is Cell, Black, Light Bone, White, and Platinum Violet. Now, in some of the photos seen on feet during All-Star Weekend, you can kind of see like a violet iridescent look on the medial side. That might be where the Platinum Violet comes into play. And the overall look kind of reminds me of the customized off-white Nike Kobe 6. I believe it was the Kobe 6. And I don't remember who customized it, but eventually the factories overseas, they started making a ton of fakes because they thought that was actually going to release. But anyways, back to the shoes. As for a specific release date, we don't have one yet, but they are expected to debut spring 2025, which means a release could take place between January and March of 2025. Also, the retail price will be $190. Moving on to Jordan Brand, and we have a first look at the upcoming Air Jordan 13 Midnight Navy. Now, sometime back, you guys might remember I put a mock-up out of the shoe, which turns out that mock-up is on point to what's releasing. So the official colorway is white, midnight navy, and gum light brown. The shoes feature white leather on the base, and then the lower part of the shoe is done in midnight navy and constructed with suede that extends onto the heel and the medial side. White also hits the pods. We have the signature hologram on the ankle, and then midnight navy fills in the branding. Finishing the look is a gum outsole. These are okay. I'm sure there will be some people who do like them. Now, as for a release date, this pair is scheduled to debut on August 10th. They will be available in full family sizing, so we have men's priced at $200, grade school at $150, preschool at $90, and toddler sizes will cost $75. It seems that a lot of people are looking forward to the upcoming Air Jordan 12 in black and wolf gray. Now, just a heads up, the image used is a mock-up, and we don't know how the color blocking is actually going to look. So, this photo, which I've been going with for a while, is just a mock-up, but we should be getting a first look soon. Now, the reason why I'm talking about them in this video is that we have a new release date. So, unfortunately, they were delayed again. The original release date was for September 7th. However, the new release date is September 28th. Now, there's a possibility that one or another shoe that I'm going to talk about will be delayed because they're both set to debut on September 28th. But for now, both are set to drop on September 28th, and the retail price will be $200. Also, they will be available in full family sizing. So grade school will cost $160. Preschool is priced at $100, and toddler sizes will cost $85. Now, there is a rumor, although not 100% confirmed, that this pair is inspired by the Barons, or I should say when Michael Jordan played for the Barons, and the official colorway is black, wolf gray, and white. So probably a little bit of white detailing on the branding shown in the mock-ups. More photos of the Air Jordan 4 Oxidized Green recently popped up, which is our best look yet. So we had a decent set of photos before this, but these are way better, and included in the photos is some shots of the box. So as some of you may know, there is details on the shoe that has like this metallic shimmer finish, which actually lands on part of the midsole and the eye stays. That same finish will also be placed on the box. You can definitely see it in some of the photos, how it's going to pretty much pop when the light hits it right. Other than that, we just have some additional angles of the shoes. You know, I initially thought a lot of people were hyped about the shoes, but when I last featured them, it seemed like a lot of people weren't feeling them. So I guess I'm going to ask you guys once again, what's your thoughts on the shoes? I like the color. Personally, I wish that the Air Jordan 14 Oxidized Green would return. That would be dope. But as for the specific colorway, it features white, oxidized green, white, and neutral gray. I think some people don't like the aged detailing around the Air unit. I get that as well. A lot of people aren't fans of the aged look. But if you want to grab this pair, they recently were delayed. I believe they were originally supposed to debut in June, but now they're going to release on July 13th, and the retail price is said to be $210, but it's possible that it could be $215. Also, the pair will be available in full family sizing. Alright, so new photos of the Air Jordan 4 White Thunder popped up, as well as some on-feet images, and I kind of hinted toward this in a previous video, but I was told not to say anything until images leaked. But it looks like we kind of have a problem with this shoe. So what am I talking about? Now, images were going around from a lot of different sources. People were showing them off on Instagram, YouTube, and so forth. And the original shoes that were being shown featured white on the inside of the tongue. However, what's releasing won't be white. It'll actually be black. Now, I know this is a small difference, and it probably won't make or break the shoes to many people, but I've seen some people trying to cover that it was an early sample. That's why their pairs had white on the inside of the tongue instead of black. And unfortunately, I really don't think that's the case. I think some people got some fakes straight up. Now, I know that could be bad for your reputation if you're selling shoes that you got some fakes in, but I also know that it's very possible it could happen to anybody. Even when you're buying from platforms like StockX, GOAT, etc., you run the chance of getting a pair of fakes. Now, the only way I will believe that the individuals who say they're early samples is if we see some pairs wind up at outlets with white on the inside of the tongue, maybe stamped B grade, just because the amount of pairs that I saw going around with white on the inside of the tongue was way more than a sample. A sample, maybe one person had that shoe. Also, I'm not taking shots at anybody, but for those who had those photos and wind up watching this video or come across it, you can always send me a message on Instagram and take a picture of the tag. Prove me wrong, and I'll publicly apologize. But yeah, other than that, the shoes come on point as far as comparing to the mock-up that was put out some time back. And this also marks the third pair part of the Thunder series. The first featured yellow accents, the second had red, and then the third, shown here, is done with white accents. I think the red pair was definitely a solid shoe, but my favorite would be the yellow. These are nice as well, very easy to match with. But for those that want to grab this shoe, they will release on August 24th, and they will be available in full family sizing. So we have men's priced at $215, grade school at $160, preschool at $100, and toddler sizes will cost $85. We have a new mock-up for the Air Jordan 5 Archaeo Brown. Now, the reason why this is a new mock-up, or one was done, is because this is accurate color blocking of what's releasing. Now, I believe the previous mock-up was somewhat similar to what's dropping, but now we have an accurate look, and the shoes will feature an Archaeo Brown, Fire Red, Black, and Cell color combination. They're kind of like the Air Jordan 14 Winterized that dropped a couple years back, and the shoes will feature brown nubuck on the upper, which in my opinion kind of gives it a boot vibe. And then of course we have translucent netting on the panels in the lower part of the tongue. Black hits the laces, eyelets, tongue, liner, and the flames on the midsole, which extends around the toe cap. Along with white speckle detailing, that same shade is used on most of the midsole. Other details includes red on the Jumpman branding, lace lock, and inside of the tongue, and then a milky translucent rubber outsole completes the look. Now, as for a release date, this pair is scheduled to debut on September 28th. You guys might remember earlier in the video, I talked about the Air Jordan 12 Black and Wolf Gray. That pair is also dropping on September 28th, so again, there's a possibility that this shoe could be delayed, or the other one, or both can drop on the same day, although I kind of doubt it, but there is that possibility. Also, the retail price will be $200. Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. Do you plan on picking this pair up when they drop? This is a shoe that I've talked about several times. I've talked about the upcoming collaboration, and I shared a first look at the model, although that was not Nigel Sylvester's collaboration. But now we have a first look at one colorway of the upcoming Nigel Sylvester Air Jordan 4 RM. This pair is known as Pro Green, and the official colorway is Pro Green, Metallic Platinum, Black, and Cell. So to go over the pair, the shoes feature green throughout in areas of suede on the upper. Now the biggest difference on the RM model is the large rubber cage that wraps the entire shoes. As well, it's kind of like a low-top Air Jordan 4 with some added details. On the tongues, it features Bike Air by Jordan, and then the heel replaces Nike for Bike, and we have the large swoosh in Air branding. Other details includes Black and Cell on the midsole, a mini swoosh by the toe, and a black rubber outsole. I'll be honest with you guys, I really want to like this shoe. Just because of the fact it's connected to cycling, or BMX I should say. I used to ride BMX a lot when I was young. Now I have a 29-inch BMX that I do ride. So this pair I do want to like, but I'll be honest, I think the model is atrocious. Now that's just my opinion. If you have a different one, that's totally cool. The only thing that I like about the shoes is that they interchanged Nike to Bike and the branding on the tongue. Maybe the second colorway I'll like more, which comes dressed in Summit White, University Red, Cell, Gray Fog, Pale Ivory, and Gum Light Brown. Anyways, let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. And as for a release date, this pair is set to debut on July 3rd, and the retail price will be $150. Also, there might be another collaboration with Nigel and Jordan Brand in 2025, so stay tuned for details on that. Now we're going to talk about some 2025 Air Jordan releases, and the first one is the Air Jordan 4 Seafoam. Now you might have seen details going around, however I can confirm that this pair will release. However, what I can't confirm is the color blocking. So shown is a mock-up. What releases may look different, but the actual color blocking is Seafoam, Cell, and Metallic Silver. So Seafoam is a shade of green, and also this will be a women's exclusive release. I'm not sure about extended sizing just yet. But yeah, Z and I, we did a couple different angles just to give you guys a potential look at what could come as far as color blocking. Now, as for a release date, unfortunately, we don't have one, but spring 2025 is when they're going to debut, which means that a release will take place between January or March 2025. Also, the retail price is $215. Let me know your thoughts on this pair down below. If they drop like the mock-up, is this a cop or a pass? The last pair I'm going to talk about is the upcoming Air Jordan 6 White and Fire Red. Now, the image used is a mock-up, and unfortunately, I wasn't able to see the shoe, so what releases may look different. Now, the official colorway is Summit White, Fire Red, and Black, and the color blocking on this shoe somewhat resembles that of the Air Jordan 6 Low White and Infrared 2.3, which was released back in 2015. Now, obviously, the shade of red will be different, and currently it just isn't known if this will be the color blocking. I remember when the lows dropped, a lot of people weren't feeling them. Again, it could be just due to the fact that they were a low top. I think in a mid/high, they would do a little bit better. But more so, I think people just want the white and infrared Air Jordan 6 to return. That's an OG colorway that I would love to see return, and although the color description could be kind of like the OG pair, there was no OG label to the shoe, and Fire Red would be a different shade. The original shade used was infrared, so this will be a new colorway, or essentially a low top now made into a mid/high. We'll have to wait and see. And as for a release date, unfortunately, I don't have a specific one, but they are expected to debut in spring 2025, which means a release could take place between January and March of 2025. Also, the retail price is $200. Let me know your thoughts on this pair down below. If they release just like the mock-up, would you buy? And that's going to do it for this video. Like always, greatly appreciate you guys for watching. If you have a second and haven't done so already, also appreciate a thumbs up. And if you're new here, subscribe by hitting the button below. As well, make sure to turn on the notification bell so you can be alerted every time I drop a new video. Now, speaking of new videos, I plan on dropping one Monday. I kind of want to take the weekend off just to recoup, revive, and get ready to drop more videos next week. So probably going to slow down on the shorts. None for the weekend. Maybe do 1 or 2 during the week. I'm not entirely sure. But for this video, let me know what you liked or disliked down in the comment section below. As well, if you have any questions, leave that down below. Again, thanks for watching. Stay tuned to SneakerFiles.com. And if you haven't yet, make sure to subscribe.